Oh, right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 4 of Ring Talk. This is the main man, Puerto Rican Flame, Big Grizz, Skull Reaper Grizz, whatever you want to call me, Grizzly FOG. And we finna get into this episode, man. First off, if you listen on anchor.fm/Grizzly FOG, I appreciate it. Also, if you're listening on anything else like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere this podcast is at, SoundCloud, YouTube, I appreciate you. You are loyal, you are smart, you are important. If you're on YouTube, be sure to like this video, comment, subscribe, do whatever. If you're on SoundCloud, be sure to repost, comment, like, do whatever. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate any and everybody that took their time out to listen to this podcast. I appreciate it. You didn't have to take that time out of your day or night to listen to this, but I appreciate you. You feel me? So before we get started, I just got some things. If you have or have not know, I have a new song out. It's called Keep the Flowers Close. A little tribute song that I did to salute the people who we lost these past few months. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, check it out. It's on SoundCloud exclusive. My music video is on my Grizzly FOG page on YouTube. So go and check it out. You know what I'm saying? Shot by my homie Jay Casino, Puget and Stand Up. The video was edited by me and my sorry ass editing in Sony Vegas. Well, not even Sony Vegas, just Vegas Pro. But yeah, Keep the Flowers Close, little tribute song that I did. I love the feedback that I got on there. I appreciate it. We got 100 views in one day on YouTube, which is something that I never thought I would accomplish. But sky's the limit and then some. So, I'm kind of hype about that. I love seeing people respond to positivity, and I love seeing the positive comments and stuff like that. Black Lives Matter, you know what I'm saying? Arrest the officers who killed Breonna Taylor. We need to keep that going, you know what I'm saying? Keep that going, keep her name trending so we could get justice. Rest in peace George Floyd, like I said in the one song, you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace Hana Kimura, Shag Ass Bar, Kobe Bryant, anybody we lost to COVID, anybody we lost in particular this year, you know what I'm saying, that was dear to us and stuff like that. So yeah, check out the song Keep the Flowers Close, SoundCloud.com/Grizzly FOG. Also on my YouTube page, Grizzly FOG, just search it up, Grizzly FOG, Keep the Flowers Close and stuff like that. Quick shout outs to my boy ASAP. Senpai, Living Legends. What's up, homie? I see you with the kitchen and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Chefing it up, cooking it up. You gotta send me a plate, you know what I'm saying? Ship it from all the way from California to the 757 to VA, you know what I'm saying? Let me take some of that out west style cooking, you know what I'm saying? Also, shout out to the boy Wade J. Wade J, man, he got my back 100%. I got his back 100%, you know what I'm saying? We gotta do something soon. We're going to do something soon. I remember last time we did something, it was Mako Satomura music. Which is also on my SoundCloud. So, go listen to that. It's on my Grizzly HBK album. That's on SoundCloud and grizzlyfog.bandcamp.com. You know what I'm saying? That was a dope song to do. Dope ass Kanye West sample. Stuff like that. Yeah. But shout out to my boy Wade J. You know what I'm saying? He always keep it rocking. Also, shout out to my boy No Confidence. Me and him, we got some stuff coming out soon from Grizzly HBK 2, Hill Tactics. That's coming out at least by either SummerSlam or at least near the end of the year, probably like Survivor Series time, you know what I'm saying? So stay on the lookout for singles, stay on the lookout for probably a music video, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. What else? I really don't have nothing else to say. I'm working on the a beat tape of mine, but it's under a new persona, and I will not address that persona until probably a week or maybe even a day. Maybe I might even address it at all. It's probably just going to be a surprise joint that I'm going to drop on y'all heads, but it's not going to be on the Grizzly FOG. It's not going to be on the Skull Reaper Grizz. It's not going to be on the Big Grizz, not VA connected. Something completely different that I'm experimenting with. You know what I'm saying? So I hope y'all going to be ready for it. I don't know if I'm going to break y'all next, but I'm probably going to have y'all in your feelings and feeling good and feelings and stuff like that. Keyword is feeling. Okay. I think that's it. We about to get into some quick stuff I want to talk about. So just some things, just some news tidbits that came out this week that caught my ear, caught my eye on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Probably gonna start first with the small stuff, and then I'm gonna get into the big stuff at the end. Which I think you, judging by the title, you probably gonna know what I'm talking about at the end, and stuff like that. So just two small notes, and then I'm gonna get into the big thing. I want to start off with some news that I've seen on Twitter with some of these female wrestlers. And first one, I want to start off with Ember Moon. I read an article today. It's kind of weird. I've seen some of her tweets this past week. One of them was kind of like a, quoting some lyrics or something like that. But it was kind of deep, kind of personal sounding. And, I was just wondering what's going on. But, I read the article today, and it was saying that her Achilles tear was something more serious than we all thought it was. So generally, when we think of somebody tearing their Achilles, we just think of like a Achilles just tearing, straight up, and then just get surgery on it to reattach it, and then you got to rehab for a good amount of months, and then you heal, you back. Apparently, this isn't really quite that type of injury. Remember on Backstage when Moon was up there and she was like, I think my career is done. My career is probably done. This injury rehab isn't going the way I thought it was and stuff like that. It kind of raised questions and stuff like that, and as to why or whatever like that and stuff like that. Well, apparently it's been revealed that not only did Ember tear her Achilles, but she tore it completely in two places, which is something new to me. Like, I never heard nothing like that before in my life. I didn't like I knew it was possible to tear your Achilles off the bone, but to tear it in two places, that's kind of crazy. The article was kind of saying she probably already had a tear in it, but she fought on it because she probably had a good amount of pain tolerance to fight on it, and probably didn't recognize it. That's crazy. And if she can't come back from that injury, it's kind of unfortunate. I always like Ember. I always appreciated Ember. Of course, I didn't start watching Ember until she came into NXT. I didn't watch her Athena stuff. Probably will go back and watch her Athena stuff. Me as an Asuka fan, I appreciate Ember so much. Her and Asuka been rumbling since like the Stone Ages. Since Michael Jordan appeared on the damn Wheaties box or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Just jokes aside though. Seeing Ember wrestle, she was like one of my favorites. I always thought that the skies was the limit for her. If she has to end up retiring, then it's kind of sad to see that, because of a injury that was sustained by running for chasing for a 24/7 championship, just like that. It's kind of devastating to see something like that happen. Your favorite wrestler or your favorite personality gets injured, and it turns out to be real bad and stuff like that. I've been through it before. I've seen some of my favorite athletes get injured, especially as a Bulls fan. Seeing Derrick Rose tear his ACL, then come back and then tear his meniscus and all that stuff, being out for a good while. And I'm still a Derrick Rose fan to this day, even though he's not on the Bulls anymore. Even though he's on the Pistons now, I think he's still balling out, doing his thing. Some players can come back to do that. Look at Sean Livingston, had a nasty injury, but he came back, won championships with the Warriors. stuff like that. So it's possible to, for people to come back from nasty injuries like that. But if Ember doesn't, come back, she can't come back from that injury. It's kind of unfortunate to see that. But hopefully she gets a speedy recovery. Hopefully, she heals fast and will come back to wrestle one day, and not retire. And speaking on the subject of retirement, we already going to our next thing I want to talk about, which is Kairi Sane. So, oh boy, this is it kind of hit me out of nowhere. Kind of hit a whole bunch of people out of nowhere. I remember like yesterday or a couple days ago, it was like a select article that came out on Fightful, and it had news about Kairi Sane's position in WWE. Basically, they wanted her to be a ambassador for the brand in Japan, and they wanted her to do some outside the ring work and stuff like that. And it kind of made you wonder where her contract position was. We all know that her contract is supposed to be coming up very, very soon. We all know that, we had these rumors, people have rumors come out concerning Kairi and going back to Japan, going back to Stardom, getting, saying, oh, you get paid way more or you go back to Stardom, blah, blah, blah. I remember those rumors came out, about Io saying she was unhappy in NXT, excuse me. I remember those rumors like a good while ago, and it's kind of funny now because he's the NXT Women's Champion. But yeah, this Kairi thing has been going on since a good while. I think it heated up right after TLC when she got that concussion and was out for a good minute until she came back, and then she left again in February for a couple weeks, I think, because she had gotten married to her husband, who lives in Japan, and she's a newlywed. She's 31. She's not getting any younger. So she probably has the desire to hang it up, maybe for a bit, maybe forever, and just go and live her life, start a family. That's apparently what's coming out, saying that she may just leave and WWE is going to set up a angle. Apparently the angle is somebody is going to give Kairi a career-ending injury, and Asuka is supposed to be fighting whoever gave Kairi the injury at SummerSlam. I think I seen something about it being taped for, I don't know if it's this week or next week or something like that. Something like that, I don't know. And just going with that, and that's how they're gonna write her off TV, and her and WWE are going to part ways, and then it's been reported she might go back to Japan and wrestle another year and hang it up and be done, start her family with her husband, and stuff like that. That's what she wants to do. I welcome it. That's what she wants to do. I feel like we should be happy for Kairi and the decision that she makes, instead of being mad, being negative at the fact of the matter. I know we're all kind of mad and stuff that she hasn't been getting TV time. We all know she's like one of the best wrestlers in WWE right now, in that women's roster. Basically, we haven't seen a whole bunch of women talent on TV like Shayna, like Bianca, Kairi. The Iconics just got back on TV not too long ago. Stuff like that. Ruby Riott being on TV and has been losing a hell of a ton of matches. They just took Liv Morgan off of TV and stopped whatever she was doing, which is kind of BS. I thought Liv was really improved. I remember that match she had with Asuka. She showed the hell out. I thought it was awesome. Seeing that. And I was pulling for Liv, and her improvement has been great. It's been real great to see. I thought she was going to become like one of the top, um, female talent for that Raw roster, because somebody has to step up besides Asuka. Now that Asuka is basically carrying the Raw Women's division. Now that Becky's going and now Charlotte's going, she was written off TV. Somebody has to fill the void, and now that we got this Sasha Banks and Asuka feud, somebody else in the Raw Women's division should step up, and make themselves known. But that's if the writers want them, to do that. Well, what I'm saying. I'm not saying, I'm trying, if it's all in the writer's hands. That's what I'm trying to say. In my opinion, they're the ones that have the control of who should be on TV, who shouldn't be on TV, and then you got Vince and Bruce running the show, and they have their favorites, I guess, whatever, stuff like that. So I mean, it's whatever, but I'm just saying you got a lot of talent that's sitting there and they're not using them for whatever reason and stuff like that. And to see Kairi as like one of them not being on TV with Asuka every week and stuff like that, getting injured by Nia Jax, and it's kind of crazy. I guess the main, the last time we seen Kairi on television was obviously what happened with her and Nia Jax with that steel step spot where she got cut open on her forehead, and that's basically like the last basic time that we see her on television in the match, and stuff like that. So, I mean, if Kairi wants to go ahead, live her life, I think we should welcome that. I think we also welcome that, regardless. If we don't want to see her leave, we want to see her retire or not. Just can't control what she wanted to do. She's her own person. And I will cheer for her every step of the way. And, I will forever be a fan. I remember she was like one of the first wrestlers that I got into when I got into Josie around 2014, 2015, when I was in college. And to see her come into WWE and get like a good amount of success, former NXT Women's Champion, former WWE Women's Tag Team Champion with Asuka, Mae Young Classic inaugural winner. It's been a good career for Kairi Sane, at least, but it could have been better. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, whatever she wants to do, I'm fine with it. Hey, you're not getting any younger. She wants to have kids. She thinks it's time for her to have kids. Then let her do her thing. It's simple as that. She'll always be in my heart. That's one of my favorite wrestlers today. Pirate Princess forever. Stuff like that. And if she's happy with the decision that she's gonna make, then she's gonna be happy with this decision that she's gonna make. And hopefully we'll get to see one more elbow drop before she hangs it up in WWE or in Japan or whatever. Hopefully we'll get to see her in Stardom one more time and stuff like that. So yeah, good luck to her. If they decide to go with this injury angle, I just hope it's not Nia Jax again, because I don't want to see Asuka versus Nia Jax again. Seems like they just use Nia. Now they seems like they listen to the fans, because they had Nia injured Charlotte, and then Charlotte's now written off of TV. So it's kind of like they're taking our advice, but they're kind of twisting it. We're saying, hey, you should put Nia into some type of training because she's injuring people out there, and they're like, what? She injuring people? Oh yeah, we use that as an angle. And then they just threw her at Charlotte and have her injure Charlotte and have her off of TV for a good while. So hopefully they don't use Nia Jax. I would like to see somebody like Shayna Baszler, because I think Shayna Baszler would be a good opponent for Asuka. Shayna Baszler is devastating. A lot of people don't like Shayna Baszler that much. I love the shit out of Shayna Baszler. Her catch wrestling style, It's dope as hell. Most people find it boring. Most people don't really like to watch it. I love it. She devastates everybody. Like the manipulation that she does in the ring is like it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? The last time she did like the crazy manipulation was like Sarah Logan. We all thought she broke Sarah's arm. And that was like the last time we see Sarah Logan in WWE. She just retired a week or two ago, didn't she? Something like that. But yeah, I like, Shayna Baszler is devastating, and I guess Vince doesn't really like her MMA style of fighting and stuff like that. I don't know. Just as long as it is Nia, like give it to somebody like Shayna, give it to somebody like Bianca. Bianca Belair is another one, that I feel like should be on Raw television, not main event, not just main event, but put her on Raw, and just let her shine. If they want to put her as a heel and do that angle, hey, I'm cool with it, but just make it somebody other than Nia. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, like I said, best of luck to Kairi. If she decides to just retire, have her family, she's entitled to that right. She will always be entitled to that right. So I have no problems with that and stuff like that. Okay. I want to get to this final topic. Before we go, episode 2, I didn't know that I would have to go into a person's death this early into this podcast. I think episode 2 about the passing of Hana Kimura is my most listened to podcast. I just appreciate everyone who listens to that podcast and listens to my opinions that I stated in that podcast, and stuff like that. So from then on, what we found out, not only about the whole situation, but from the show standpoint of Terrace House Tokyo 2019-2020 and Fuji Television and Netflix and stuff like that, what came out from May 23rd from then on up to now is kind of frustrating to see. Kind of frustrating to see what happened and how it was handled and stuff like that. So I just want to get into this topic real quick, and we're gonna end it off like that. So Kyoko, Hana's mother, Joshi legend, has been adamant, and rightfully so, about getting justice and getting closure for her daughter's death. She has been nonstop after her grievement. I'm pretty sure she's still grieving right now. She has made it clear that whoever didn't listen to her daughter's cry for help, that they should pay for what they did or didn't do, and stuff like that. So basically, after Hana's death, there's been like rumors that came out about Terrace House and producers and her Hana's talent agency Walk and stuff like that. So basically, it's been reported, I think last December, Hana asked out of the show Terrace House. Like, she went to her agency Walk and she asked out of that show, but Walk was like, no, we're not going to take you off of that show. You're going to remain on that show and you're going to be a part of that show. And I'm pretty sure Hana and Walk went back and forth with each other, but for the sake of professionalism and stuff like that, Hana stayed on the show. If business is kind of conducted differently in Japan than it is here in the US. They kind of work on like honor system. They kind of remember your past and how do you dealt with a company and stuff like that. If Hana would have like removed herself from that situation, then would have been ended up very bad for her as far as being in the entertainment industry. Probably could have been blackballed from it. Probably could have been listed down as a unreliable person to work with, and those other talent agencies could see that on her record or whatever record, and decide not to hire her for different things and stuff like that. So that happens. She stays on the show. It's been coming out about the producers of the show that they have made not only Hana but also all the cast members to do some violent things and some things that aren't depictive of the cast members themselves on the show. So like as far as the scene goes with Kai and the Wrestle Kingdom gear that Hana wore, she left it in the wash room, laundry room, whatever, with the shared clothes and stuff. And Kai thinks that she hasn't washed it yet, so he decides to wash it and dry it, and the whole uniform ends up shrunk. And Hana gets mad. That's something that Hana cherishes. I mean, that's one of your uniforms that you wore to wrestle in one of the biggest pro wrestling shows in the world that's not named WrestleMania. Who wouldn't get mad at that? But the producers apparently tried to escalate it more, as telling Hana instructions on to do this or to do that. Basically wanted her to inflict violence on Kai, wanted her to slap him and stuff like that, which gets to the scene of her slapping or taking his hat off. Well, they was in the living room with everybody else, and after she did that, she went up the stairs. Apparently she was supposed to actually slap him directly in the face, but she couldn't bring herself to do it, and she took off his hat or whatever. Little stuff like that. I think everybody involved should be really ashamed. The producers should be ashamed for trying to inflict, get the characters to inflict violence on each other just for the sake of ratings or just for the sake of reactions for viewers. And it really blurs the line between reality and what's fake, because the viewers see that, and now they see that that's actually that person. This is not Hana Kimura coming up on Terrace House under a different name. This is Hana Kimura as herself. Hana Kimura as Hana Kimura. So now they see that scene, and then they're going to depict Hana as a violent person, which is something that she's not, or she wasn't. And they're just going to go and run with it, and then they're going to come through on Twitter to her profile with these little egregious comments and terrible comments saying go kill yourself, you're a scum, blah blah blah, you're only half Japanese, blah blah blah, stuff like that. Which in turn, Hana sees that, and she just gets severely depressed. I guess I don't know, man. It's just wrong, and that's why I'm so lobbying for Kyoko to get justice for her daughter and stuff like that. But it's like she can't even get help for that. So like it came out with some article came out. Apparently somebody translated on Twitter that article came out, and basically I think Kyoko was asked a question about Bushiroad, who owns New Japan and Stardom, which was the promotion that Hana was in. And basically she said that she came to Bushiroad to ask for help into finding the real truth of what happened with her daughter and why she wasn't let off. Basically, why wasn't she let off Terrence House, and what was the producers doing and stuff like that. I imagine it to be. I don't know if that's actual or not, but she was trying to ask Bushiroad to help her investigate and find out what happened to her daughter, and Bushiroad straight up told her no. They was like, no, we refuse. What you should do is run some memorial shows and sell some merch to get profit and stuff like that. These companies are terrible out here, but Jesus Christ, I've never, thought of something that of that magnitude to be said to somebody who just lost their kid, who just lost their daughter, who just basically lost their everything. And to see Bushiroad act like that, I have 100% feeling that what Kyoko's saying is true. I'm not going to sit here and just be like, nah, she's lying, nah, she can't be telling the truth, blah blah blah. Nah, I don't think she's telling the truth. I wouldn't say that. It's coming from a mother's mouth who just lost their daughter, and now the company that owns the promotion that her daughter was wrestling under doesn't want to help her with finding closure and finding the truth about her daughter's death. It's fucking out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's cool at all. I think that they should step back, evaluate, the situation, and actually realize, hey, I guess we should help Kyoko get some closure and get justice for Hana and stuff like that. Yet they don't want to do it. They're probably in cahoots with whoever, probably Fuji Television themselves, for TV deals sake and stuff like that. I understand that Bushiroad is like a conglomerate company. There's not just their wrestling businesses that they own. Of course, they have anime properties, music properties, stuff like that. But come on, dude. Why not help? Why not help? You had a star in one of your top wrestling brands, someone who is going to be the ace of that company for years to come, after Mayu or whoever was going to be done with Stardom and probably moved on somewhere else or probably retire or something like that. That was going to be their ace. I full-heartedly believe that Hana was going to be Stardom's ace in the next couple of years, and I believe she was going to be bigger than Stardom, start going to the US, probably with AEW, probably with WWE, I don't know, and probably, with some other promotion, and it's going to be their top star. She had that charisma, she had the talent, she had everything with her, and she passes away, and you don't want to help her mother get justice for her death. I don't understand. Is it the money? Is it the contracts? Is it whoever that they do business with? Are they scared of losing whoever do business with? If they decide to agree to help Kyoko and stuff like that, you never know. But I think it's messed up of them to refuse to offer their services to Kyoko. And I think another part says, those who just she said something like, those who made money off of her daughter, and now that her daughter's dead, they went away. Basically that's kind of true. I think Walk removed all references to Hana or off their website and stuff like that. Basically, it was like once she died, Walk was like, yeah, no more. We just move on from that situation, blah blah blah, stuff like that. And she's right in a sense. You shouldn't have to do someone like that. You should be able to help whoever you need to help when a situation like this happens. I felt like Walk didn't have Hana's back when she decided to come up to that office or whatever and tell them that she wanted to leave Terrence's house. They didn't grant her wish. Why didn't they grant her wish? Was it because she had that popularity? Was it because she was a superstar? Was it because of Bushiroad? Did Bushiroad hear it and then they was like, no, keep her on the show? Stuff like that. I don't know. Never know. But Walk just didn't help Hana at all, and they let her, they let her die on their watch. and they didn't care to check on her well-being. They didn't care to check on her status, her health, mental health, and stuff like that. And it's kind of frustrating. Somebody that's just going too soon could have been prevented in my eyes. If a person doesn't like anything, they're not going to like it at all. I'm pretty sure LeBron didn't like his last season in Cleveland before he decided to join the Miami Heat. I'm pretty sure, I can't think of nothing else. I'm sorry. But you get what I'm saying. It's sad to see. I hope Kyoko gets her justice for Hana and find out the real truth. They just released the interview about the events leading up to Hana's death. Somebody translated on Twitter. It's just heartbreaking to read, especially the part when Kyoko was talking about the last time she seen Hana in person, and she got mad at her because she was late and stuff like that. It just breaks my heart. If you had the audacity to read it, it's on Twitter. I'm pretty sure if you just search Hana Kimura or something like that, or Kyoko Kimura, you can find it easily, find the translation easily, and stuff like that. Another tangent off this situation. I know it's real fuck Bushiroad hours heavy right now for the fans' eyes and stuff like that. Also, they're kind of downplaying their properties, so everybody's like, well, fuck New Japan and fuck Stardom. I feel like I'm just pro fuck Bushiroad, but I'm not really pro fuck Stardom, because Stardom obviously lost one of their biggest stars, and not only that, them girls lost one of their friends, one of their colleagues, one of the people that they call family. So I'm not really on the fuck Stardom page and stuff like that. I understand people are on that page and they could cancel their subscriptions to Stardom World and stop watching matches, but I'm not really on that page. It does make me see Bushiroad in a different light, obviously, and stuff like that. And I know Rossi did whatever he could, hopefully, and stuff like that. But I'm not really pro fuck Stardom. I'm just pro fuck Bushiroad for kicking Kyoko to the curb, basically, and not helping her with getting closure about her daughter's death. I feel like they owe it to her to help her do that. Not only that, also probably her talent agency Walk also should help her as well. That's if she wants the help from them, and stuff like that. It seems like the Terrace House cast, has moved on from it. They recently released a photo of like this get together party type stuff that they did, and actually Kyoko retweeted it and called them out on it. It was like, it's only been 49 days since he passed away, and you guys are partying like nothing ever happened. Like, what's up with that? That's crazy. So hey, if Kyoko's staying on the ass, then she's staying on the ass. I wouldn't doubt it. She's one tough person, really, really tough person. So I have no doubt in my mind that she will get justice, and she will get closure of her daughter's death. And good luck to her. Much love to her. I will forever love Hana. I will forever love Kyoko. Like I said, she's one of my favorite Joshi wrestlers of all time. Hana's one of my favorite Joshi wrestlers of all time. So I wish nothing but the best to her in her fight to get justice and closure. Is what she deserves, and she should get it. And I have no doubt in my mind, like I said, that she will get it 100%. So that was kind of tough for me to get through, but I got through it. Appreciate anybody and everybody who decided to listen to this podcast. If you missed first 3 episodes, they're right there on my Anchor and Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever my podcast is at. Go back, take a listen. First one I talked about a couple months, well, not even a couple months. Well, I mean, I guess it was a couple months. Well, the first one's about Kairi Sane in general, not being on TV, and Nia Jax, and the Velveteen Dream accusations that came out during that time. Second episode was obviously about the passing of Hana Kimura and stuff like that. I got the deep detail about the consequences. Kyoko having to bury her daughter. How much of a celebrated figure that Hana was. Basically, episode 3, Anger in the Nation. That was about the protest, the death of George Floyd and stuff like that, and why we should come together, stick together. Why Black Lives Matter. Why we need to get justice for all of these police brutality, killings, and injustice that's going on in the nation and whatnot, and stuff like that. And it's still Black Lives Matter to this day. It's still rest in peace George Floyd. It's still rest in peace Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery. Arrest the cops who killed Breonna Taylor, man. Keep her name trending on Twitter. Do whatever we got to do to get justice for Breonna. Stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So go check out those first 3 episodes. I might sound like shit. I know I sound like shit on this podcast. I'm sorry. But hey, I'm improving every time. I'm trying to improve. I'm trying to stay focused. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate it. If you got this far to the podcast, I love you. I know you love me. If you hate me, that's okay. I still love you. Yeah, man. Like I said, justice to be served out here. Not only with this whole Black Lives Matter thing, but with the situation that Kyoko is dealing with right now, trying to get justice for her daughter and her death, trying to get closure, trying to figure out what went wrong and why it went wrong, and trying to figure out who needs to pay for letting something like this happen and stuff like that. So I hope you guys like the podcast. Next week I'll probably get up here, talk about something different, maybe talk about how I got into Joshi, who are my favorite Joshi wrestlers of all time, what the future of Joshi looks like, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's ring talk. We get wrestling, music, and modern news. You know what I'm saying? All in one podcast. It's my feelings off the top of my head, no script, doing this out here. You know what I'm saying? This is something I probably thought in a million years I never do, but hey, I got a podcast and I'm going to keep on doing it. Hopefully we'll get some guests up here soon. Until then, just rock with your boy Solo Dolo for a little bit, and I'm gonna work it out. You know what I'm saying? It's Big Grizz, Puerto Rican Flames, Go Reaper Grizz, Grizzly FLG signing off. Remember, everyone is different, everyone is special, and that's the way of life, baby. Sign off. Peace.